And in a world exclusive, Australia's Channel 7 will air a never-before-seen look at Meghan Markle this Sunday, featuring an extraordinary message from her family, including Thomas Markle, her dad, who I'm glad to report is re-finding his voice. So have a look at the bombshell trailer, which has just been released.
The world has never seen Meghan like this. The homecoming queen. The Markle family reunite.
This would be your last interview ever.
Treasured memories, home truths, and secret tapes are all coming out.
She would still be a waitress if it wasn't for Dad.
We're not going to go away. This is going to change everything.
They're really unhealthy for each other. It's a toxic relationship.
Dad's deathbed plea to the daughter he lost.
How can I fix this?
On the eve of the coronation, the inside story.
Harry already had a lot of these thoughts and feelings, and Meghan just kind of emboldened him.
And is this the biggest Prince Andrew bombshell yet?
What was your relationship with Prince Andrew?
So, a lot to unpick there, Lady C, but I think the thing for me that is actually most upsetting, and I know that you are very fond and close with the Markle family as well, is that Thomas Markle is a decent human being. He is a good guy. You can see how difficult it is for him to speak because he's still recovering from the stroke that nearly took his life a year ago. And all he's asking of Meghan, Lady C, is how can I fix this? But she continues to ignore him.
Well, the reality is he can't fix it. There's nothing for him to do. And incidentally, did you notice that his mouth is distorted, which is obviously a sign, a residual effect of the stroke? So, you know, there's no doubt he had a very serious stroke. But he can't fix it. He didn't break it. It's up to her to fix it. You know, he really has done very little compared. When you stop to think what she and Harry have done, the way they have violated everybody's privacy, the lies they have told, the intrusive interviews they've given. I mean, what Thomas Markle did, which was simply trying to restore his dignity, was really a bagatelle compared to what they've done. And how dare she think that her father should be put in this invidious position? I don't think he has anything to do. I think it's up to her, and I think she ought to hurry up and do it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, if she doesn't, I judge her, because this is her father saying, I'm probably close to death. Now, I hope that's not true. You know, I hope Tom has the vigour to fight on. And I know that Samantha, his daughter, and his other son, Tom Markle Jr., are going to support him. But the reality is, he is pleading with her just to get in touch.
Yes, well, you know...
Oh, sorry, you come in, Phil.
Go on, Phil, go on. Go on, Phil, go.
We'll give you your voice back too, Phil.
I thought that was directed at me. No, I mean, it's one of the things. I've always felt incredibly sorry for Thomas Markle. I mean, the fact that they're now living in America and they can't be bothered to go down the road and see him in Mexico, I think it's absolutely cruel. It's absolutely unbelievable. And you remember that interview that Harry gave when he was promoting Spare, saying that she'd lost her father. Well, she hasn't lost him. It's up to them to make it up to him. But it looks like the Aussies have got hold of a bombshell there, doesn't it? Some old footage and some sensational interviews. So let's hope we can see some more of that programme over here. It looks incredible.
Of course. Now, back here, a High Court judge has pointed out glaring inconsistencies in Prince Harry's phone hacking claim against the publisher of The Sun, NGN. This is Mr. Justice Fancourt, who said that Harry claimed to know about a secret agreement between News Group newspapers and Buckingham Palace that prevented him launching litigation in 2012, while also claiming he only fully appreciated the scale of the hacking in 2019. But the judge questioned why the Duke had failed to make reference to the alleged deal between the newspaper group and William in his original claim. Now, royal sources say that Harry could have received a payout, just like his brother Prince William, who quietly settled with the company in 2020, but, quote, he went rogue. So, Lady C, the issue here for Harry is that the judge doesn't care that he's a prince. The judge isn't just going to accept his narrative. And actually, on the show last night, I went through his witness statement and picked holes in it. It's simply not truthful, Lady C.
Well, the judge has made it absolutely clear that he has problems with the facts as Harry has presented them, and that they are the present witness statement is completely at variance with his particulars of claim. And basically, that means that Harry is an unreliable witness, that you can't rely on anything he says. A rather more perfunctory would say, the judge is saying very elegantly, he thinks Harry is lying, that he has come up with a new version of the facts to really gouge out the eyes of newspapers, because his old version of the facts is not going to wash. And I mean, it's as big a condemnation from a judge as I've ever heard about a potential claimant's evidence.
Yeah, and Phil, the extraordinary thing about this witness statement is he's not just going for the newspapers, he's going for his own family. Yet again, he's going for Charles, he's going for Camilla, he's going for William just 9 days before the coronation.
I know it's extraordinary, isn't it? I mean, we all know he likes rewriting history, but I mean, when you think about it, before Meghan came along, he and William were so close. I just don't believe that William wouldn't have discussed phone hacking with him. He wouldn't have discussed with him the tactics to deal with it, and indeed Charles and the Queen. So I think he's just making it up as he goes along, really. And what fascinates me is he's got these 3 cases now, hasn't he, against the Sun, the Mail and the Mirror. What happens if he loses them? Is he going to give up with all this legal nonsense and carry on with it and just keep mounting up the costs? Or is he going to finally sort of take one step back and say, look, there's really nothing to be gained by this? It's quite sad to watch, It's almost self-destructive.
It's a deranged mission now. It's a deranged mission. But look, can we cross to LA? Because Harry and Meghan were spotted on a romantic date at a Lakers basketball game this week. I'm going to say romantic like that, because, of course, they were caught on kiss cam, Lady C, where it appears that Meghan pulled away from Harry. But instead of this actually being an intimate night together, Lady C, apparently this was actually a group of lackeys and employees surrounding them, including their lawyer, PR executive and a load of Archewell staff. So, Lady C, this whole thing looks staged to me. Am I being unfair?
Oh, of course you're not being unfair, Dan. It's obviously been staged. It was staged to knock out Louis's birthday and to muscle in on the coronation. It's also giving the message that the separation rumours are not true, but they might be true because she can't even allow him to kiss her. The problem with Meghan and Harry is there's so many subtexts with their narratives. They just throw things out the way people throw sand in everybody's face. And I actually think that if you examine what they've done, it cost about $20,000 to have their employees, who are employees supposedly of a charity. She also has her lawyer and her business manager, who, contrary to reports in the papers, are very second-rate. They are not first-rate. They're not of the first rank in Hollywood. They have always been second-rate. And they've boosted her financially, and she's boosting their reputations, they hope, with her celebrity. Except, of course, her celebrity has become pretty much infamy, hasn't it?
Phil, do you think they're okay? Are you getting any sense that Harry and Meghan are leading separate lives?
I don't think they're leading separate lives, but it was a bit more like the office party, wasn't it, than a romantic night out. I mean, turned around and everyone else was there. But I think it's all part of her relaunch. She looked quite different, didn't she? She's got the new hairstyle. I don't know whether she's had anything else done, but it's all part of
and of course, Phil, this relaunch just happened to come. Oh, I see you, Lady C. I see what you're hinting there. This relaunch happened to come just before the coronation so she can steal all of the headlines.